Yes, I think one of the interesting things about the way Totally Renewable Yackandandah have operated is they've been extremely powerful at getting their message out. So I know after our initial contact with the Matthews at North East Water, and we sort of quietly went and started beavering away on our part of the project, then almost everywhere you went you were hearing about Yackandandah. You couldn't go to Melbourne, Sydney or Canberra and people were saying, "Oh, have you heard of Yackandandah?" It was like, of course we've heard of Yackandandah, it's in our area. But yeah, they were obviously really powerful enrollers for key stakeholders. So the project delivery's been a really interesting journey because the very first thing we discovered is just how energy inefficient the plant was in the first place. So it would have been crazy to go out and put up panels and batteries to serve the old power demand for the site. So, we've gone through, done the energy audits, changed the way we open and shut valves, changed the way we compress air, got the energy demand for the plant down nice and low and flat, and then we did know we were investing in the right size solar array and the right size batteries at the plant. And that's what's going in the ground at the moment, that new renewable infrastructure to serve the lower, more efficient energy requirement of the plant. And we look forward to that being in and operational before Christmas. Yeah, it's been an interesting partnership that's come in front of us. I guess the ambitions of Tri around energy sovereignty and our learning journey as a water business in trying to take emissions and carbon out of our business have really lined up and are presenting some exciting opportunities now. Yeah, so I guess there's a couple of dimensions to our energy use and our emissions. So first of all, transporting water and treating wastewater uses up a lot of electricity to pump water and to aerate the treatment of wastewater. But then just by virtue of the treatment of wastewater in the wastewater treatment plants, there's a lot of gas emissions. So that really accounts for almost half of our emissions. Between a third and a half of our emissions are directly off our operations with nothing to do with the use of electricity. So yeah, for a business trying to get to net zero, it's a pretty big challenge. So one of the exciting challenges we've taken on at YAC is to do a bit of R&D and do what most people wouldn't like to comprehend, which is take our water treatment plant off the grid. So normally, it's a 24/7 business. People rely on the water coming out of their taps. And we're using the combination of solar energy and the trial of batteries in use to just see how viable it is to actually provide essential services without connections to the grid. And that's a great partnership with the same objectives that the Yackandandah community has. Yeah, well, I guess in the first instance, these couple of Matthews turned up in the foyer and wanted to introduce themselves. So, and I guess as happens in a regional area, find out that you know one of them and you've known them since you were a kid. That's the way it sort of happens in the country often. But straight away, we could see a great alignment between their ambition for the community of YAC and the journey we were on in terms of trying to get to carbon neutral. Yeah, look, I guess the benefit is a lot of the technology is actually proven. So it's more the use of an essential service being off the grid, which is the R&D and the battery performance in use. Solar energy is not a new thing, battery storage is not a new thing, water treatment and distribution is not a new thing, but just lining them up and testing them in use 24/7, middle of winter if there's not much sun, how resilient is the system actually going to perform? That's what we've got to learn. Look, renewals will be a big part, there's no doubt about that. We're seeing great behind the meter opportunities at some of our large sites as well in Wodonga. So we're seeing some sort of large investments start to scale up there. But this is really, I guess, the bookend. The other end is probably Yakka is one of the smaller communities we serve, and we don't want to just play at the big end of the spectrum. We want to understand how the small systems are going to stand up with renewable energy as well.